Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we've got our Snedgus Mark 6 lander here, which is definitely our most complicated mission plan yet. We are planning on getting to Duna, and we will be there. Well, these over here will detach as we're circularizing around Kerbin. This here will finish our circularization, break us free of Kerbin, and possibly get us part of the way to Duna. This will get us all the way to Duna, and hopefully we'll be able to do most of our maneuvering with it, get ourselves into a nice parking orbit. This here will be used mostly to return with. We will decouple up here and then recouple when we come back. Hopefully I've done the coupling correctly, but I'm pretty sure I have at this point. And then this is our landing stage here. So we're going to be doing a Dunan rendezvous, if you like. We'll be landing with this here. We'll be rendezvousing back up with this once we take off, or once we get back into orbit. And then we'll return home with this with substantially higher delta V than this. I mean, technically, we could find out exactly how high. Let me go ahead and save this. There we go. We will have about 5K, well, 4.6K delta V returning home. Thereabouts. Probably a little less, but somewhere around in there. And I'm just going to reload this Snedgus Mark 6 lander. Perfect. Okay, let's double check our staging before we take off in this monster. So those fire first, then those decouple, then we've got our nuclear engine, then we've got our second nuclear engine. We should probably have these decouplers be up here, that's fine. This decoupler way up here, that's fine, but I do want to have... Oh, hang on a moment. This is not the most recent version. Snedgus Mark 6 lander. This is the autosave version. We want this version because we switched from Twitch engines to Cub engines because we didn't have enough thrust to weight on Duna. Okay, so there we go. Now let's double check our staging. So all the way down here, we've got our 5 mainsails to lift us off. We've got our radial decouplers, and then we go into our interplanetary transfer stage / maneuver stage. There we go. And then our return stage, and then our landing stage is here, and then all of our various decouplings up here that we'll do by hand later on. So I think we're good to go. Let's just hope that this all works. The real question is, do we trust MechJeb with launching this thing? And actually, now that I think about it, we didn't change out our Kerbals. So let's go ahead and go back to the vehicle assembly again, because I completely spaced changing our Kerbals out. And we are going to be, for this one, we are going to be running Valentina. And we are going to bring, let's see, as far as engineers go, Genefin and Supant are basically the same. As far as I'm concerned, they are identical. They can both repack parachutes, so it's kind of 6 one way, half dozen the other. We are definitely bringing Frandus. And I think we'll bring Supant as our engineer. There we go. And now we're good to go. And we still have the question of, do we trust MechJeb to launch this thing? I kinda don't. Is the thing? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I trust MechJeb to launch this thing. I mean, it should be kinda stable-ish, right? We'll try it out. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, well, I guess I'll do it myself. Let's do this. That is not a fantastic thrust to weight there. Let's go ahead and bring that on down. We've got an exceptionally complicated layout here, but that's okay. So we do have a relatively low thrust-to-weight ratio here, so we're probably going to be burning a fair amount of this center stack here before we get to any sort of interplanetary transfer nonsense. However, that's what this stage is for. But we are all the way up to 1.5 thrust to weight already. We are, of course, burning out our side stages quite quickly. Here's the moment of truth. MechJeb, do you fail me? It's got a little bit of roll fighting going on, but that's typical for MechJeb. I wish it didn't, but it does. It always does. Oh, that's a pretty nasty roll. And I kind of broke it. Let's go ahead and see about manually fixing it. We've got plenty of roll authority, so just chill, MechJeb. Just chill. No, seriously, MechJeb. Oh, there we go. Yep, I'm going to do it myself. Revert to launch. It'll be slightly less efficient this way, but it'll be fine. I'm just going to do a manual launch here. We are going to use Smart ASS. For now, we're going to use Surface Up. And later on, we will change over to Horizontal Velocity Up. But for right now, Surface Up. MechJeb? That was exciting. Note to self, MechJeb doesn't like Surface Up when on the ground. Okay. Looks like it took it out. It fixed it, though. It dealt with it. So we're going to start our gravity turn, and we're going to do an exceptionally shallow gravity turn. Like, it's going to be really shallow. I don't want to be tipping this thing over in the atmosphere if we can help it. I'm probably not going to start it till we pass max Q. So let's just go straight up for a good amount of time. Maybe like to 250. Making that number up entirely, but 250 meters per second seems okay. Yeah, we'll be through max Q momentarily. We are through max Q. And we've also broken 250 meters per second, so let's tip ever so gently. Very, very gently. Let's fix our roll a little bit here. Pitch on down. Not quite that far down. Come on, you can get over. Keep on pitching. We need to pitch more and more and more. A little bit more than that. I'd like to be at 45 degrees right now. But it is what it is. We need to keep our radial momentum low. Is all there is to it. So we just keep ahead of the prograde marker right now, and I'm happy. Apoapsis height is now officially out of the atmosphere. So let's go ahead and do this. We can always do a flip. Let's just go to horizontal velocity up at this point. Okay, let's fix our heading a little bit here. Something like that-ish. We're still at about 88 degrees. We're gonna settle actually right at about 90. That's fine. Go ahead and detach that. Ooh. Ooh. What was that? I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Okay. We're at 110 kilometer apoapsis. So let's go ahead and open up the maneuver planner at this point and circularize at next apoapsis, create node and execute. There we go. Okay, well, we got this monstrosity into space. That wasn't too bad. Let's go ahead and physics warp up while we make this very, very slow rotation. I do not want to be physics warped for this particular burn, though. But we're just going to allow this burn to happen. There we go. We do still have ourselves quite a lot of delta V to burn off here, in that we need to keep burning. In fact, I kind of just want to cancel this maneuver and just keep burning prograde. We'll be in orbit, but we're very close to our apoapsis, so I just want to push out our apoapsis here and just break orbit. That'll be the goal. We are at the apoapsis as of right... well, right about now. Now we're going back down. But we're just going to continue to burn prograde. We have plenty of time here. Plenty of time. We're going to burn off the vast majority of this stage here, and then this maneuvering stage is going to be kind of exciting to burn off 47 minutes of burn, but that's fine. We are now officially in orbit, and our apoapsis is continuing to grow quickly now. So I'm just going to keep an eye on this, and as soon as we've broken orbit, then I'll go ahead and cut engines. Don't even need to do a maneuver for this one. It'll just continue exponentially growing, but yeah, we're gonna be hitting our interplanetary transfer stage incredibly soon. It is definitely not going to get us out of orbit here. Okay, that's fine. And off we go. Just wanted to double check that I dropped the oxidizer out of all of that, and I did indeed. Fantastic. Did not drop the oxidizer up here, obviously, because we're using liquid fuel engines for landing, but that'll be fine. Okay, now now that we're on nuclear propulsion, I feel comfortable with physics warping. This should be fine. Continue to burn prograde, and this will push out past Minmus relatively soon. Ish. These are going to be some lengthy burns, because we're using very, very efficient engines to get this done. But it will still be exciting. I still hope that we're going to be able to get mostly there, at least, with this. I don't know that we're going to get fully there, but I don't know, it'll be close. Yeah, I think we'll get there, now that I think about it. Still have a long way to go for Minmus, but that's okay. It is exponential. Oh, moon encounter. That would have been handy, actually. You know what? Let's bring that back. Let's slingshot it. Come on over. If we're going to have a moon encounter right here, we might as well use it. Okay, so that goes to a moon encounter. That goes to there. That puts us into that orbit then. There we go. That's more like it. Nice. Okay. Well, let's warp to this moon encounter. Well, we don't need a physics warp. Let's go ahead and time warp to this moon encounter. Hello, Moon. We're using your gravitational influence to our own ends. Excellent. Okay, let's go ahead and hop into here. Just want to double check our apoapsis is fine Yeah, 144k. Fantastic. And let's go ahead and warp to the moon escape, which will be momentarily. Bye, moon. Thanks for the gravity assist. Excellent. And now we are on a bit of a hyperbolic trajectory. Fantastic. Look at that. Good old slingshot maneuver. And let's just go ahead and warp to the Kerbal escape. It'll be fine. I'll go ahead and warp up. Excellent. Okay, now that we are here, let's go ahead and set Duna as our target. 0.0. Hey, we actually came up in the correct inclination. Look at that. Let's just home and transfer to target. Nice and simple. Create that node. That, I don't think that gave us a encounter. No, it did not. Do we need to go prograde or retrograde to make it happen? Let's try prograde a little bit. Well, let's zoom out so that I can see both here. Okay. There we go. There's an encounter. Is it a good encounter? No. But it's an encounter. Let's, let's get this thing a little bit closer. Okay. About there is the closest we can get, it looks like. Can we change the... Uh-huh. That's not bad. Oop, that was too much. Come on back. Okay. Let's just keep messing with these nodes a little bit. Come on back. Oop. There it was. There it is. I'd really like to get it more planar here. Which is why I keep messing with it. We pull it off this way. Oop, there we go. That was nice. That effect isn't awful. Okay, pull it in a little bit. Can we pull it? That's not really changing the inclination as much as I would like. Yeah, that doesn't really change the inclination either, but that's fine. That changes the inclination, of course. I think we need a bit more prograde. Oh yeah, that's definitely what we needed. Just very minute changes at this point have a rather large effect. Of course, this thing is a year away, so we have lots of time to make this maneuver node. I'm just gonna... Whoa. Too much. Too much. Come on back. Come on back. There you go. Okay. That's a decent encounter there. Little closer. Little closer. Okay. Now we just want to change this inclination a bit. That is nice. Oop, too much. Oop, too much in the other way. Very, very minute changes. Ooh, 76 kilometers. That's not bad. And we can do a corrective burn once we enter over here. Or something. Alternately, we could do this and just keep working on flattening out our trajectory. Bit more retro. Oop. Nope, grab this. Too retro. Just keep flattening it out. Twist the orbit a little bit. We're still coming in pretty far below. Retrograded a bit? No. Prograded a bit? Come on. Right here. There we go. Okay. That'll do. Go ahead and execute that node. So that's going to be a relatively lengthy burn, and we're also going to have a relatively lengthy braking burn, unfortunately. I think we've got plenty of delta V to pull it off, of course, but it's going to be kind of a long time. So once we get out here, my plan is to circularize out here at this periapsis and then correct our inclination. I want to be more equatorial for landing. We are coming in this direction, which is the correct direction for landing. We'll not be landing against the spin, which is good. We will be landing with it. So yeah, I mean, all things considered, I'm quite certain we've got the delta V to do all the maneuvering we need. At the periapsis here, we're just going to do a retrograde burn, put ourselves in orbit, make ourselves a bit more equatorial, probably just use MechJeb to go to a 0-degree inclination, unless that uses too much delta V, in which case we might not bother. Just land normally, but I think we'll have plenty of delta V to pull it all off. We will, of course, be doing our burn here in another 300 days, and it's going to be an 18-minute burn, so at 4x time acceleration, that's going to be, what, 4.5-minute burn. I'm just thinking here, we're going to be basically right at the end of this episode when the burn starts, so I'm thinking maybe I'm just going to cut out the burn, and then we'll time warp in, and then we'll pick up, like, when we're right around here. Something like that, maybe? It's just going to be a lot of waiting, essentially. That's probably not the worst idea. So yeah, we'll be landing this monstrosity next episode, and then we'll be taking it off and rendezvousing with this stage the episode after that, and then returning home. And then after we're done with that, we will call the Duna system complete, and we will move on to the Dress system. And it'll be glorious. But for right now, we need to get this burn done, and that'll be done in about 20 days, so, you know, about 10 days, so, you know, about a day. Gotta love Time Warp. Oh, I love Time Warp so much. So yeah, this thing will do the job, as long as I don't mess it up. And I shouldn't mess it up, I don't think I will. Okay, gonna go ahead and physics warp this burn here. There we go. Keep physics warping. Don't slow that down. So as far as this goes in here, fact of the matter is, it's just going to be a fair amount of maneuvering to get to where I want to go. But we have lots of delta V left over. Our thrust to weight will be going up slowly. Not super high. Certainly not higher than this. So our thrust to weight isn't really going to be going up that much. Our delta V, I mean, we've got the delta V, but it's just going to be some very lengthy burns. Of course, we are burning almost half of what we have on this burn. So there's that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here. I'm going to finish up this burn and go ahead and time warp to here, which is almost a year later. Well, I'll probably time warp to here. which is almost a year later, and then we'll get all of our maneuvering set up for landing on Duna and leaving this thing in a parking orbit and such. It'll be great. What could possibly go wrong? Maybe we'll try out the MechJeb docking autopilot. Again, what could go wrong? Never actually used it before. Anyway, I'm going to put that cut in, and next episode we will go ahead and be landing on the surface of Duna probably. See you all then.